Okay, well done so far. The final part of this is where you actually need to do something known as changing the base. Now, what I mean by that is every question we've had before, we've talked about the fact that to use our laws of indices, we need to make sure we've got the same base every single time. And remember what we mean by base. It's simply this bottom number here. So it's not the power, it's not the index, it's the bottom number that we've got there. So we can see we've got different bases on this question, and that simply means we cannot use the laws of indices yet. But it is actually possible to do something known as changing the base. So the first thing to notice is one of the bases is a 3, and the other one is a 27. We can rewrite the number 27 as a power of 3. What I mean by that is 27 is the same as 3 cubed. Hopefully you're happy with that. 27 is the same as 3 cubed. But then it says the 27 is being squared. So our 3 cubed, we're going to square that. So now what we've managed to do is make the two bases the same. It was 27 and 3, now it's 3 and 3. And we just go through the laws of indices now. So starting with the first term, a power raised to a power, we times together. So times the 3 and the 2 to give us the 6. Then we're going to multiply by the second term, which is a 3 to the 5. And of course, we've got the same base. We can use laws of indices, add the powers together because we're multiplying. We'll get 3 to the 11. Very similar on the next one, but on this one, we're actually going to try and change both of the bases to try and get them to be the same number. So first thing to notice with the first number there, the first term, is we've got 25 as our base. 25 we could rewrite as a 5 squared, but that 25 in the question was to the power of a 4. Very similar with the next one, 125, we could write that as 5 cubed. But then that 125 was being cubed, so we have to cube this as well. And then same as before, we can use laws of indices. Power raised to a power times the two powers together. 2 times the 4 gives us 8. And then similar on the next one, times the 3 by the 3 to give you a 9. And now we can use laws of indices. We've got the same base. Multiplying together, add the powers. Going to give us 5 to the power of 17. Very similar on the last one as well. This time we're going to change all 3 terms to have the same base to allow us to use the laws of indices. Start with the 8. 8 we know we can write as 2 cubed. But that 8 was being cubed itself. So we need to cube our 2 cubed. Similar with the 16, we know that we can write 16 as 2 to the 4. But that 16 was being cubed. And then very similar with the denominator as well. 4 we can write as 2 squared, but the 4 was being squared itself, so we square that. And then laws of indices, power raised to a power, times the 3 by the 3 to give you 9, times the 4 by the 3 to give you 12, and times the 2 by the 2 to give you 4. Now it looks very similar to some of the questions we looked at before. Going to simplify the numerator and then bring the denominator in with the big fraction line, which means division. So in that numerator we're timesing, got the same base. I'm going to add the powers. And then fraction line is division, so we subtract the powers.